Live streaming is on.
Hi everyone, good morning. Welcome to the Segi V-Day webinar. So my name is Andy from Segi University, Kota Damansara, and I'm the host for this session. Okay, today we are going to talk about the top IT job in Malaysia and skills in demand. So without further ado, let us welcome Mr. Xiao. Hi Mr. Xiao, morning.
Hello, morning Andy.
Yeah, okay. Before we start, right, maybe you can let the audience know a little bit of your background and experience.
Okay, I'm the Deputy Head of IT from the Faculty of Built Environment Engineering and Information Technologies. So I have been in the education line for more than 20 years. Okay, previously was in the industry in the internet service provider, and then before I come into the education line.
Okay, so basically today actually I have prepared some questions that I would like to find out more about the top IT job. So I will start with my first question, which is what is the technology trend for this year 2021?
Now for the 2021, actually the trend of the IT industry is already there because everyone is talking about IR 4.0, digital transformations. Just because of the COVID-19 pandemic, this process have been shortened or fastened, that whatever supposed to happen 2 or 3 years later, but is happening now because to cater the current requirements of the online operations. So as we can see that the most of the trend that we are focusing on is all this security, because we're using a lot of network transactions, like the financing, e-financing, because we are doing a lot of transactions online now, and something like e-wallet or this thing. And we are talking about Internet of Things because we are putting everything on the internet. And we are talking about digital transformation, which we are actually converting all of our business process into digital. And also all this is supported by the artificial intelligence. So these are the terms or the IT area that we are looking at.
Okay, yeah, so I do also see that because ever since the pandemic happened, everything like they actually move even faster to online basis, and then they encourage people to purchase their household stuff from online, like that, things like that, or even you order instead of going out to take away your food, then you also order for delivery through the apps and online. So, and then what are the changes in IT career?
Now, IT career is one of the, you can say one of the area that is, instead of decrease. I know that because of this COVID-19 pandemic, a lot of industry have a huge impact, having a lot of people lost their job, a company closed down. But one of the area that instead of decrease is having increase is IT, because a lot of business now looking at the opportunity to venture into the online e-commerce. Last time we called it e-commerce. Now we are talking about online businesses. So it's converting their traditional business into the online platform, so that they can continue improve or continue extend their business into the online area. Instead, you can see that those companies who can convert or who can adapt to the changes fast enough, instead of having a decrease in their business, they're having a huge increase in their business. I heard some story talking about people selling nasi lemak and can earn more than 20K per month. Okay, but previously which is not possible because we are having a store on the market or on the or the shopping center. Also, you will not have that amount of sales. But now, because you're putting the sales or the business online, the order is coming from around the whole nations. So as long as and the delivery channel is already quite well established now in Malaysia as compared to last time. So all these things is possible now. So we can actually deliver food in a very short period of time, which last time is difficult to do. Now it's become much more easier. So there are a lot of changes in the IT industry, which IT graduate now may not necessarily work in the IT companies now, because all the businesses having some sort of IT require having some sort of IT support in their company to actually give them some ideas or suggestions or consultations to actually explore the new opportunity in using the technologies to improve their market and business.
Yeah, I do agree on that. I mean, like last time, if like let's say for example, a business that without using the online platform, they only cater to the people that around that area or the specific area. But ever since with the use of internet and everything, actually they even consider like expanding their business area to others, maybe like states or even country. It could be. Okay, but in that case, right, what are the top five IT jobs now in Malaysia?
Now, top five ID job in Malaysia. Okay, depends on how you categorize them. So I will categorize them as the demands and also the income that you can get from this kind of jobs. So the first one that which most Malaysia have company in Malaysia have put very low attentions to this area. This is the cybersecurity. I would say this is the top one, cybersecurity, because after, ever since this pandemic issue, the cybersecurity issue have increased in a huge increase. You can say double or triples the cases have been reported for every month. So this one trigger the alert of most of the home user or even companies that cybersecurity are becoming very important, because they now like normal human being, they will not look at the security parts after they're being attacked. Okay, so now because there are so many cyber attack out there, so they become very alert into these cybersecurity issues, because they actually feel the pain and feel some company even unfortunately have a very huge loss because of the cyber attack. As you can hear now, a lot of cases, a lot of company now are starting to have attack from these hackers or even ex employee. So this is becoming a very serious issue. So that's triggered a lot of company that look into this area and start to invest into the cybersecurity area, which also Malaysia also see this problem and have actually invest in this cybersecurity 2.7 27 millions, if I'm not mistaken, looking for the budget for 2021. So which is to improve the nation cybersecurity's facilities, just to support the company in the cybersecurity areas. So as you're looking at this cybersecurity, currently the fresh graduate this cybersecurity will have an income roughly around 2K to 2.5K. Okay, then you will notice that why people are paying, this is a very high demand job, but why you're getting the pay is not very high, because 2K or 2.5K is for a fresh graduate for IT, it's not considered high, it's considered normal. So there's a reason, because as you can see in the market, after you have get experience, so that means the graduate who are working in cybersecurity, if they have 1 to 3 years experience, the salary start to become double. So you can reach up to 4,000 to 5,000 just after 2 years or 3 years time. So why it happened like that? Because in cybersecurity, is require experience. Okay, so when you graduate from the universities, so usually they will train you. So they will send you for training. That's why they are giving you a pay which is not that high, because they also consider the cost to train the staff. But after 1 year, the staff is already well trained, then they can start work full force. So they will get the salary that they're supposed to get is about 4 to 5 thousand. Okay, so if you reach up to 4 to 7 years, the salary range will be about 7,000. And you really more than, if you have experience more than 7 years, you will have roughly about 9 to 10,000 of Malaysia ringgit. I'm talking about the market in the Malaysia. This has been done by this survey by all this research company. So this is the top one. So looking at the other area that is very high pay and very high demand also, this is not the current most popular topic, but is have been the popular topic for IT for quite some time. This is big data or data analysis. So sometimes people call it data science. Okay, so what this group of people will do is actually managing data, raw data, and taking useful informations of the huge amount of data that we can get from the internet now, because we have a very huge amount of information or data on the internet, which is not meaningful, as it is raw data. It's just let's say age of a person. It's just a number. But when you group them together and then you combine together with other informations, this become a very useful information, especially for the business. For example, if I can know that in this area, let's say Kota Damansara area, there is a certain amount of resident in Kota Damansara, which is between a certain age, let's say 20 to 25. Okay, then I know that what kind of products that will be interest by this group of uh, people, then I will start selling or promoting my products in that area. So this is one example of data and the use of data analysis. Okay, so this have been a lot of company have started to hire specialists in this big data analysis to help them to analyze the data that is collected by the company. The company also have a lot of data, especially the customer informations, the sales transactions. All this data is there. It's already there. So, but there are certain hidden informations. This is not been seen previously. This is can be very useful to the business. So that is why this opened up opportunity for this big data analysis. Now, for this graduate from this big data analysis, they will usually enter into this area would be a higher pay as compared to other IT graduates. So they will have a range of about 2008, okay, 2.5, 2.8 Ks as a fresh grad. So after 1 to 2, 3 years, you will reach in 3K, 3.5K. So as you can see, as compared, why I put the cybersecurity at first top uh, job in Malaysia, this is because after 1 to 3 years, you can see the salary have tremendously increased to double. But in when you're looking at the figure that is produced by the big data analysis, even though entry as a fresh grad is slightly higher than the cybersecurity graduate, but when you come after 3 years, your salary tend to be slightly lower as compared to cybersecurity graduate. So you're starting at a higher point, but the growth of your salary is slower as compared to cybersecurity. That's why I put cybersecurity as the top uh, job in Malaysia. Okay, as you go into 4 to 7 years, your big data analysis expertise will be about 6K, and when you grow, when you have 7 years of experience above, you will have about 12K. Okay, so but as you can see that after 7 years of both of these expert, the salary range will be almost the same. Okay, so salary range will be almost the same. That's why I put them into the top two job that is required in Malaysia now. This is not like last time that we are focusing on just a programmer developers. So graduate from ITs not necessarily become a programmer or developers of the software only. Yet you can go into this newly, we can say it's a new area, but it's not new because we already see the trend is coming. Okay, so let me introduce another job. This is a lot of people may not understand. The third piece is what we could call Internet of Things. So if you're working at the area of Internet of Things, let me explain what is Internet of Things first. So to be easier to understand by a normal user, Internet of Things means that you are connecting your devices, okay, all the devices, all your daily using devices into online. Okay, so you try to connect all your electronic devices online. So and then you put it into the internet. That's why they call Internet of Things. So in this Internet of Things, you involve quite a lot of other technology, like people say um, edge programming. This is meaning that um, you're putting a device in a lot of areas and start collecting all this data, like sensor, like CCTV. You're collecting all this data, and then you start to forward all these informations back to a centralized control area, like what we say cloud. Okay, so you're putting everything into the cloud or into the internet. So that means you can access all this data from the internet. So Internet of Things. So this is very much related to the previous job career, which is big data analysis, because big data analysis cannot exist without Internet of Things. Because first you have to collect all this data first, then only you can analyze it. Okay, but not necessary that you have to analyze all the informations in the internet, because some company already have enough or already have a very huge amount of information or data in the company alone, so you don't have to depend on the internet data. But anyhow, this in Internet of Things will help you to collect a lot of data online, and it may help to increase the accuracy and reliability of the findings that you find from the data analysis. So this is also one of the area which is in very high demand now, because a lot of electronic devices have some intelligence component or smart. We call it smart device now. Not only handphone like your fridge, your TV, your aircon. It's all have this smart component in there, which you can remotely control them through internet. Okay, as you can see, most of the home appliances. Why I mentioned about home appliances, because it's closer to the normal end user. A lot of home appliances which you need to connect them into internet now. Okay, like car also. So you have they are starting to connect all these devices into the internet, and then you can do certain monitoring, checking, or even control remotely. Yeah. So this is also one of the job career that you can those all these IT graduates venture in. This is I'm only mentioning all this mostly all this current job, the new type of IT job. This is available. So the salary range in Internet of Things is about 2005 is more or less the starting salary is more or less the same. And when you come into increase to 1 to 3 years, it will be 3,005, and then 4 years above, you will 5,000, 6,000. Then you go to 7 years and above, you have about 8 to 9K. So it's slightly lower as compared to the previous two career, but it's very close. Okay, but of course, if you go into the highest level, you go into the chief technology officer. There is different case. It will be almost the same. Okay, so let's continue with the number four. So I will say this is number four career. This is what we are talking about now. This is the financial technologies, okay, or in short form they call it fintech. Okay. This fintech, a lot of people have been have using it, but they do not realize that this is the financial technologies. What do we mean by financial technology is we are trying to use the technology to replace or to do the services which is previously used the traditional methods, especially banking transactions. This is not a new thing because before this pandemic issue happens, we already seen the trend. There is a lot of banking transactions that are moving online. Like we have e-banking, we have mobile banking. So we have start to see all these services start to move into the online. So the reason why they're doing that, of course, is to reduce the customer is going to the bank counter so that they do not need to have that can reduce the number of branch or can reduce the number of counter service to customer, and you can do your bank transactions anytime anywhere, which is very important because bank usually bank will close after working hours. So if the transactions require to go to the counter, that means you can only do the bank transactions during working hours. This will this will actually give a huge impact to the financial or the economies. Okay, so imagine that now you can like now we can do transactions 24 hours. We can do a bank transfer or you can do money transfer 24 hours, and we can even do this both financial transactions 24 hours, anytime, anywhere, regardless of where you are. So, and this one will really help. So this is already the trend. Okay, so that's why you can see that the e-wallet service is available in Malaysia, but e-wallet is actually not a new thing in other country. Just to that is becoming more popular to Malaysia now because of the pandemic issue have hastened or make this one happen earlier. Which is supposed to happen in Malaysia maybe 2 or 3 years later. Okay, so but now because of this pandemic issue, this uh, all these companies are forced to implement it now, and we are forced to use technologies now. So that's why you can see a lot of small businesses also start to use the uh, cashless. We call it cashless or e-wallet transactions. This is already available. It becomes so convenient. It's available in all these small store. Even though pasar malam, also you can have e-wallet service there. So basically, we do not need to carry any cash anymore. And all this is part of the financial technologies. And also, a lot of people are very interested in all this blockchain. Okay, so all these are financial technologies, which they because of the very fast improvement or increase in this industry or this area, the expert in this area are in high demand also because now last time you talk about job in the bank or finance company, they were looking at all these graduate from accounting, finance, or business admin. But now all these our company from bank is coming here to our universities to looking for uh, graduate, which is from IT side. So this have been a very obvious change because they are looking to convert their bank process into online or using technologies, which they do not want. They want to have the customer who able to do all the transactions without going to the counter and in a very efficient and safe way. So this is also a huge growth in Malaysia, which is looking at the financial technologies. Okay, so if all these IT graduates who are interested in finance area or is or is doing banking area. So it's not necessary that you have to go into the finance degree or the accounting degree in order to join the bank. Now, if you graduate from IT, also you can join the bank, because now they are starting to setting up a special separate division just to handle these financial technology issues, including all these mobile banking, online banking, and the all these security transactions. Okay, let's continue with the. I think because of time issue, I will just highlight into the number five. Okay, it's just about the top five. Now the top five, at first I would like to put programmer as part of the top five because programmers or software developers are still in high demand in Malaysia. But looking at the current situations, I will put e-commerce as number five and put the software developers as number six. Okay, why I put e-commerce at number five is because of looking at the current requirements and the current requests that we receive from our industry partners. This is they are looking at the graduate which can convert their current business into e-business. That means they want to convert or they want to have looking at the opportunities to explore or extend their businesses into the online infrastructure. So why they're doing that? Because of course we know the reason. Because the physical contact is very challenging now because it's under control. So one of the way for them to maintain their business growth is to convert their traditional business into the online business, so that they can still continue explore into the new opportunity for them to grow. For example, like fashions, I'm not sure whether I can mention the brand name. So like the brand start with Z, the brand start with U. They also have their own online store now, which previously they only have physical store in the shopping center. So now they are starting to have the online store, but yet they still remain the physical store as as a, the channel for the customer to go to their store to have a try or have a physical look on the products. So you can see the trend is very different, because a lot of buyer, they will go to the shop and look for and have a physical feel of the products if they want to, and they will not buy there. We'll just record down the model and go back home and go online and do the transactions online. So um, a lot of company have to accept this behavior, because a lot of customer now are slowly moving to online. So and some of them have become a habit for them to purchase things online. I have friends which need to purchase. I will use the word need to purchase things every week, because they are so addicted to the buying behavior online. Okay, they're still addicted to the shopping online, because maybe they cannot shop physically now, so they do shopping online, and now it become the trend. Okay, but all these things do not happen previously. Doesn't mean that the company or the business owner do not have the idea of converting it online. The reason why it's not so popular previously is because of infrastructure and the other services is not there. Okay, because now we have upgrade on the internet connections, the broadband connections, mobile network connections, which the internet connections now, I can say that our telecommunications company are doing very good job in Malaysia, have increased tremendously the speed and the service of mobile connections, which we can have uh, video conferencing like now. Okay, uh, with a big group of people, which previously is not possible. Okay. So all this and also the logistic, like delivery service, we have so many delivery service available out there. So all these supporting services make this e-commerce more um, effective and efficient. Which last time we need to take about 3 days, 1 week to deliver a product. Now you can deliver in 24 hours. I think most of you who are old enough to know that. I think 2 years ago, if you want to purchase something, you need to wait about 3 days minimum, or sometimes you need to wait about 7 days. I remember last time I brought a, 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 a a laptop is start with D. I have to wait about 14 days for the product to deliver to my house. But now people can do it in 24 hours. Okay, as you can see the difference. Okay, you can see the difference. I'm not saying that this is the best services that you can do, but it is improving. Like some other country like China, you can actually deliver in hours. That means you order now in the morning, you can receive your product in the afternoon or evening in the same day. So of course, this will happen in Malaysia soon. I believe this will happen in Malaysia very soon. That's why that e-commerce, I believe that this is very I put it number five because Malaysia have a big group of SME, small and medium enterprise, which is have not fully ventured into e-commerce area. But now, because of the pressure of the control social contact, so that's why they have no choice to actually start to invest into this area. That's why there is a huge increase of the demand of the graduate who are able to do e-commerce. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Xiao. Yeah, so actually, overall, I heard the top five, which is I start from the first one is the cybersecurity. Secondly is the big data. Thirdly is Internet of Things. Fourth is fintech, and five is e-commerce. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so I mean, for those that you want to venture into IT, so you can now you can do some research on these five that, as Mr. Xiao had mentioned. So okay, what are the skills and in demands actually, for them to in order to want to pursue their studies, or I mean, they want to venture into the IT career?
Now, of course, if you're interested in security, so of course you were looking at the cyber security degree. Okay, so of course, even though you graduate from a IT degree, you can actually try to apply to a cybersecurity job. But of course, if you graduate from cybersecurity degree, you have a added advantage as compared to others. Okay, because cybersecurity they will look a normal IT job, a normal IT graduate will only look at the security as one of the subject. This is you're looking at the security of the infrastructure. But in cybersecurity, you will learn about the security of infrastructure. How do you secure your infrastructure? How do you secure a system? How do you secure your software? How do you secure your data? Okay, so uh, it's more in depth. Okay, so you have a deeper understanding of the security in all areas. So that's why when you go